Here are 7 ways of effective communication. But first, communication is something that we do every day. While it might seem simple, it is actually a complex process, most especially when one wants to transmit information, thus there is a need for effective communication. In Aristotle's Rhetoric, he explained and made use of 3 different proofs, namely logos, ethos, and pathos. Logos deals with the manner of making sense to the audience, ethos emphasizes authority, credibility, and trustworthiness, and pathos refers to an emotional connection between individuals. So how then are we going to relate these with the process of effective communication? The first is to be confident. Many people think of confidence as a feeling, but in reality it is a set of behaviors that one can change and improve over time. The speaker must trust himself in the abilities that he or she possesses with certainty. Clarity plays a huge role in communicating, as it would make the audience receive the ideas of the speaker with thoughtful interest. Uneasiness and uncertainty will result to the loss of interest of the listeners, as well as causing the speaker's credibility. Constant rehearsals are essential for increasing confidence, though being nervous despite of these is inevitable. Therefore, a speaker must be able to get the audience's trust by delivering with conviction and certitude. The second is, adjust the construction of sentences according to the audience. According to the IEEE Professional Communication Society, research shows that communicators who understand their audience are more successful in achieving their communication goals. Identifying the audience entails specificity. This allows the speaker to modify their construction of ideas based on the listener's characteristics, such as their age, educational background, gender, and such. For example, in a puppet show with an audience of preschoolers, the characters must use simple words in order for the children to follow and understand the story. Third, be direct to the point. There's no need to provide unnecessary statements, as this would only make the audience bored and somewhat confused with what you're really trying to point out. Keep it simple, efficient, and effective. The fourth is, be creative in presenting ideas. One way of being creative is by equating personal experiences that are relevant to the topic. An anecdote connected to the talking point not only allows listeners to visualize the concept of the speaker through experience, but it also appeals to their emotions, which would then build trust as well. In this practical way, a speaker can communicate effectively through creativity. Fifth, the speech must be related to the occasion. According to the University of Pittsburgh Department of Communication, a public speaking situation occurs at a specific time and place, and the reason for the happening of the speech is the occasion for which the audience is gathered. In Aristotle's Rhetoric, he stated that different messages or speeches should be made for different audiences at corresponding situations. In order to get desired effects, the speaker must then organize his or her speech beforehand, being mindful of its impact to the audience. An example would be when an individual is asked to deliver a commencement speech in which he or she must arrange the content of the speech according to the respective occasion. Penultimate, be mindful of nonverbal movements. The speaker should be perceptive of these nonverbal movements, for they serve as cues the speaker can use in order to regain the audience's attention if necessary. For example, if a person is slouching in their chair as they listen to the speaker with a faraway gaze, these are proofs that the listener is uninterested or bored. Nonverbal movements are also subtle but create these echoing effects and make communication much more vivid and accessible to those who are keen to the tiny factors in the processing of effectively conveying the messages the speaker would like to entail. Lastly, consider facts and statements. Facts are the most important words or sentences that are to be said in a speech. These are the statements that the audience wants to hear, because facts can affect the audience's point of view regarding the topic. This is the ultimate goal of the speaker. Facts are necessary as one might think, though how you state them would be equally so. An example would be whenever a teacher relays an information and facts which would then add knowledge to listeners. In conclusion, when it comes to communicating effectively, one must keep in mind of the following. Confidence, adjust the construction of sentences and ideas according to the audience, be direct to the point, creativity, speech must be in accordance with the occasion, nonverbal movements, and lastly, facts and statements.
Created using Powtoon.